Yes, family, Dr. Anta here. March, Women's Month. We're going to be talking about women of education. Stay tuned. You will be informed. Women and education. Women's education encompasses a broad range of issues, including access to primary, secondary, and tertiary education, as well as health and vocational training. It is a critical factor for societal progress, poverty alleviation, and gender equality. 3 key benefits of women's education. 1. Economic impact. Educated women earn higher incomes, contributing to economic growth. Each additional year of schooling increases a woman's lifetime earnings by approximately 15%. 2. Health improvements. Education reduces infant mortality rates, delays early marriages, and increases contraceptive use, leading to better family health outcomes. And 3, social empowerment. Educated women participate more in civic activities and are better equipped to combat domestic violence and discrimination. Barriers to education. 2 barriers, mainly. Poverty, cultural norms, violence, and inadequate infrastructure hinder girls' access to education globally. Gender disparities persist in STEM fields due to biases and societal expectations. Global progress. In developing regions like sub-Saharan Africa, female enrollment in primary education rose from 25% in 1960 to approximately 89% by 2006. Programs like free education for girls in Bangladesh have improved literacy and access. Sustainable development. Educating women is linked to achieving sustainable developmental goals.
The 21st century has seen a strong push for girls' education in Nigeria. Nevertheless, there has been challenges that's been obstructing, the push for girls' education in Nigeria. One is MDGs, Millennium Development Goals. Nigeria is always committed to achieving gender equality and parity in education. While progresses has been made, there has been slight, or let me just call it significant disparities, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. There is also the 2013 National Policy on Education. The policy, reaffirmed Nigeria's government's commitment to gender equality. It also introduced measures like scholarship and gender-sensitive teachings. Another challenge is the girl child education movement. Movements such as Bring Back Our Girls in response to the adoption of over 200 schoolgirls, um, abduction by the Boko Haram. It highlighted the security challenges that girls in Nigeria faces when it comes to their education, especially in conflict zones like the northern Nigeria. Prominent figures like Amina J. Mohammed, Nigeria's Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, has always continued to champion the global education of girls, especially for Nigeria here. So the challenges faced by women in education today in Nigeria, despite progress, it still faces significant challenges. One is cultural barriers. The patriarchal norms in rural and northern areas often restrict girls' access to education beyond a certain age. There is the early marriage and teenage pregnancy. This is one of the basic factors that prevents many girls from continuing their education here in Nigeria. Another is poverty. The cost of, education remains a major obstacle for families in economically disadvantaged regions. Another is the security concerns in Nigeria. Ongoing conflicts like the Boko Haram insurgencies, kidnappings here and there, all these continue to affect girls' access to education in certain regions. So the journey of women's education in Nigeria has evolved from limited access in the, pre-colonial area and colonial periods to a much greater focus on gender equality today. Even though progress has been made, we'll not forget that there are challenges that still remain, and we will not stop continued advocacy, making more efforts which is needed to ensure equal educational opportunities for women in Nigeria. So that's just basically my own thoughts about women's education in Nigeria.
Hello, my name is Alba Ribes. I'm from Spain, and I'm gonna talk today about the education system in my country. I currently live in the UK, but I have done all my studies in my country. Hence, is the educational system I can give a proper feedback from. Um, the educational system in my country, I will call it I will say it's very good. It's a free educational system, hence, everyone gets an opportunity to go to school, to go to high school, and equally to go to university, and even do a master's if you will. Um, I find Spain a very egalitarian type of country. I believe in Spain you have equal opportunities in regards of education, no matter if you are a man or a woman. Um, I believe in the educational system of Spain. Sometimes it's a bit old-fashioned, um, since we have nowadays technology and a lot of tools. I think in Spain there's still a bit of a backward mentality where they don't implement enough all these new tools and electronics that they could. Perhaps there could be many reasons for that. Perhaps a cut of the budget, perhaps the mentality itself. Nevertheless, the educational system is very good. My personal experience throughout school and high school was very good. I've been supported as I needed throughout, and I've also been encouraged to continue my studies and prized for what I was good at. So yeah, this is my perspective about the educational system in Spain.
In the US education system, single mothers face significant challenges while balancing parenting and pursuing education, often leading to lower educational attainment for their children, but also face unique opportunities and resources to support their educational journeys. Some challenges that a single parent and also their kids might face. One, I would say financial strain. Single mothers often struggle with financial instability, making it difficult to afford childcare, tuition, and other educational expenses. Another challenge is time constraints, like time management. Balancing work, childcare, and schoolwork can be incredibly demanding, leading to burnout and difficulty completing your coursework. And another thing is they are lack of support.
Many higher education institutions are not designed to fully support student parents, leading to a lack of resource and understanding. Another factor is educational attainment. Children in single parent households tend to have a lower average education attainment compared to a child that might be in a extended family or a nuclear family. Those are some of the things or some of the challenges, along with many more, but those are just to name a few. There are some opportunities and resources available to some single moms, such as financial aid. Single mothers can access various forms of financial aid, including Pell grants, state grants, and scholarships to help offset the cost of education. They can also choose online degree programs offer flexibility and convenience, allowing single mothers to balance their studies and their responsibilities. Community college, as you know, is going to be in your community and it's more affordable. Support system. Building a strong support system of family, friends, and community resources can be crucial in single mothers navigating education and parenting. As a single mom myself with 3 children, the age of 15, 7, and 2 years old, it is extremely difficult as a single parent to be working, also going to school, and helping my kids with homework. You know, after you work a 12-hour shift and you come home, you're gonna be tired. But then you have kids, you don't have no one to babysit them. You have to send them to daycare. Daycare is not cheap at all. It's very expensive. So these are just some of the challenges that we faces here in the US. You know, there are, you know, when it comes to financial aid, education is very expensive, but there is some financial aid that you can apply for, some grants and stuff like that. But even if you get the you get the grant, you don't have a babysitter, so you need, you know, support like family, you know, to babysit.
True education begins at home. It is very important that parents do their best to be intentional with their children before putting them into the world's education system. Children should be taught of the Lord. Dana M. Bean.
Women's education in the Philippines before face obstacles due to gender roles. They are not allowed to go to school because when they get married, they will stay at home and do the household chores, taking care of children. But today, women have greater opportunities to access education at all levels. Women now outnumbered men in enrollment, especially in higher education. Women have higher percentage in both public and private universities, and they contribute significantly to the professional workforce in the Philippines. There are still barriers that hinder women from participating in education, especially those who live in rural areas, those who are in poverty, early marriage, and cultural norms. But our government made effort in providing education for all, like free tuition in state universities and offers scholarships. In conclusion, though challenges remains, but Philippine government strongly commit in improving gender equality in education, empowering women through education, continues to bring progress as educated women.
As a parent, I have worked tirelessly, often sacrificing my own needs just to ensure my children get an education. There were days I went without so they could have lunch, money, books, or even a uniform because I refused to let my financial struggles define their future. Seeing them succeed despite all the hardship is my greatest reward, knowing that every sacrifice was worth it.
Now, family, let us now be ambassadors of great, positive, healthy changes. Together, we soar and succeed. The time is now. Bless. Bendiga.